Good morning, guys. Welcome to March 18th. Another day, another adventure, right? So, today we're going to talk about a concept called normalcy and routine. This is something that's been highly disrupted in our world right now. And before I keep it going, I actually need to share this out to the Facebook community. I have the link above if you're on Facebook, below if you're on YouTube. Join us in the community, especially if you struggle with codependency or you're wrestling with getting out of love addiction, trauma bonding, and narcissistic abuse cycles. Because even though the outside world is chaotic, you still matter and what you're going through still matters. And we want to support you and give you the guidance, the tools, the systems, the how-tos that get you through this. Okay? So that's step number one. Number two, I gotta share this darn thing. So let me know in the comments below how you guys are doing, because I know things are going a little cray-cray, huh? But this is not the end of things. It's not the end of days. It's a transition, obviously a transition into a new normal. And that's important for us to understand. It's important for us to connect with chaos. So anytime change comes in, whether it's something we've induced or something that is happening to us, there's a period of chaos, disorganization, things are unknown, and things are really everywhere. That's normal. You need to understand that. You need to hear that. What we're experiencing, the anxiety or curiosity, playfulness or indifference you might be experiencing, just embrace it, because that's how you're responding to chaos. For me, I go through a cycle of curiosity and paralyzation and then playfulness and then indifference, because this is how my nervous system adapts to change and to big uncertainty. But in this cycle, we need to build a new normal. And new normals are built by routine. Okay? Most of us have a routine right now. We had a routine last week that was different, and now we have a routine right now that is new. But this is where we have power. This is what I want you to take some time with. What kind of routine do you want to implement into your life now that promotes your happiness tomorrow? And I really am quite serious about that. Happiness can be a result of anything that we're doing today. It's something we can be available to and receive despite circumstance. Now, some things are going to be legitimately unhappy. So this isn't about positivity or gaslighting or dismissal of genuine issues. This is more about direction and focus. Because one thing I've learned with my own crises, some that I've created myself and some that have been put into my life, by circumstance, by factors that we have no natural control over, is that my focus keeps me going forward. And this relates to an analogy I talked with my students and clients, and I've shared here before, about mountain biking. It doesn't matter what the trail's width is or what's on the trail. It matters that you're focusing on the trail, okay? Because what's over here and what's over there on the trail, like the big rock or the cliff or a tree branch that's over there, isn't relevant to what's in front of you right now. It's not relevant to what the path is doing. So we got to stay focused on our path, and that means being focused on an objective as well. I choose curiosity, happiness, and triumph. Like, I'm a big fan of the underdog approach. Let's look at how we can empower ourselves with this journey, rather than kind of collapse. Now, if we are collapsing in on ourselves, we're going through some panic, real uncertainty, breathe into it. Embrace that. Don't shame it. Don't run from it. Allow yourself to have it. Allow it to be anchored in you. Okay? Allow yourself to embrace the reality that things are scary and uncertain. But don't make that your conclusion about everything. Because if you go outside right now, you take a moment, you listen, you're going to hear birds. You might even hear a dog. You might see a cat. Hear the rustle of the wind. Touch the soil. Look at the grass that's starting to come back alive. The flowers, The trees are budding. Guys, life is still going on. We have to remind ourselves of that. So, in part of your new routine, you need to have some essential factors inside this to create a normalcy that promotes your long-term well-being and your reach towards your own personal happiness. One of those factors is self-care, and that is exercise. That's what we're feeding ourselves with water and food, but also what we're feeding ourselves mentally. Are we consuming too much of the social media, of the news? Are we consuming too much of our own predictive or catastrophic thinking, right? Are we believing our thoughts? Are we leaving ourselves unregulated in a state of anxiety? Are we not giving ourselves a chance to focus on something else? A lot of us have a lot of free time all of a sudden, right? So what have you been wanting to do? Is there a book you've been wanting to read? Is there a book you've been wanting to write? Is there shows you want to catch up on? Are there people you want to reconnect with? Are there hobbies you want to re-engage with? Take some of this time and do that. Give yourself a chance to do something that's creative, because play and creativity are excellent regulators to the nervous system, and they keep the brain from going into its tunnel vision when it's in a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. And that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Is there is a tunnel vision on Facebook, on your feed. There is a tunnel vision in the news. There is a tunnel vision in your social circle. There's going to be a tunnel vision in your mind. Expand that tunnel vision by including some play and creativity, and by acknowledging that there is an opportunity coming about here. I'm by nature an entrepreneur. I look at problems as opportunities for solutions and for service and for contribution. So how can you bring your skills to bear on the opportunities and problems manifesting in front of you or in your life or in others? How can we serve each other? How can we help each other move through this as a team, as a people, right? Two of the ways I am doing that currently is I offer what's called Community Chant Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Boise time through a secure Zoom room where you can connect face-to-face. You can get some connection, because a lot of us are in isolation right now. We're quarantined, either self-quarantined or government-regulated or mandated quarantine. So we can get some support. We can just have some presence with another human being or two or three. Bring your pets along. There might be some cats and dogs and turtles and whatever might else be there. The link for that's above, if you're on Facebook, below if you're on YouTube. And you connect with that, and you can show up, get some connection there. The second way I'm doing that is helping other coaches handle this hugely disruptive experience economically by moving their services from face-to-face to online or digital interaction, like what I do. Now, I'm actually pretty successful at this. I've done a good job over the last 4 years making this work. And I'm just providing that as a service. It's not something that I'm charging for. That brings up the third thing. Some of my high-line, big-ticket services I've greatly reduced. In case you have some money and you have time and you really want to get into the happiness strategy, you can do that now if you want. But I've also provided a number of free and powerful tools from these systems to help you navigate your day. This is how we use our talents, our brilliance, to help serve each other. So let's think about that. Let's be focused and let's be creative, but let's also be a little playful. Let's have some, joy in this, because there's opportunity in all this chaos to choose who you'll be and what you want to be. I was talking with one of my peer coaches this morning, and she works a lot on a principle called receiving. And she was like, Marshall, I don't highly identify with the energy of the physical world. I instead choose what I will be and what I will dominantly focus on. And that reminds me of a principle I do with core values. It's what energy do I want to be today? And I've chosen curiosity and joy repeatedly in my life, and I found that to be very powerful, both in stable, calm times and in these times. And so that's a really good place to Take a chance to choose what you want to be and what you want to understand about yourself and others as you go through this. But again, don't gaslight yourself on your feelings. If you're scared, you're scared. That's completely okay. If you're anxious, if you're flustered, if you're fuzzy, bring it. It's okay. It's okay to be where you are and to feel what you feel. And it's okay to acknowledge that there are other feelings and other points of view that are also alive and present with you at this time. These can help you create a new sense of normalcy, a new routine for you. That's the key here. Like, I've maintained my routine. Some of my sleep has been disrupted, but there's exercise. Currently, we're still allowed to walk outside, so I do that. I maintain these training videos. I maintain contact with the community and with my clients and my students. I maintain course development. I maintain business operations. This is what we do, is we maintain what's in our power. We maintain a routine that empowers us. Okay, so again, let's get back to those factors on necessary factors of routine. 1, self-care, exercise, diet, sleep, mental diet. It was number 2. What are you feeding yourself? How are you regulating your nervous system? If you're struggling with that, get the Calm system. It's free. Calm.freetheself.com, and we'll get it right to you. Number 3 is play. Bring in play and creativity into your routine. And then number 4, take a break. Break from social media for an hour or 2, maybe 3. Take a break from the mental obsession if you've got that going on. Read a book. Go for a walk. Go outside and stand on the grass. Go touch a tree. Go pick your dog. Take a nap. Sit in silence for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe longer. Give yourself a stimulation break. Give yourself a chance to just decompress a bit. If you want more help on decompression, check out yesterday's video on that. Take some time for yourselves, guys. Because in this routine, with self-care, mental care, play and creativity, breaks, just get a break from things, and then the last one is purpose. That focus that you want to be in your world so that you can succeed navigating this. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to prevent things that you're scared of happening. But it does mean you're going to move through it. And you're going to move through it from a different point of view. So if you're coming from a curious point of view, you could be like, well, I got this problem with income right now. What else is possible here? Because there's still plenty of money out there. It's just we've all stopped spending money, right? And so money, the only way economies work is we got to spend. We got to flow that money. That does require some trust in others spending the money, so it gets them back to you, right? But if you look at it from a what else is possible point of view, you could be looking at how you could contribute that will help ease your burden and others. Whether if it's bartering, whether it's just contribution of service or time or talents or skills, or if it's actually monetary exchange, those kind of things. Just breathe into it, but get curious about what else is possible there. When you look at purpose, like what do you want to do? A lot of people right now, and this is going to sound weird, but are actually literally considering opening their own businesses right now. And I kind of laugh at that because of the way things are contracting. But there's a brilliance behind that because they're seeing a need in the market. How can you serve the market in a way that will expand the market? This is how we move through these things. And thirdly, what else is possible for you as a person? What do you need? And are you willing to ask for it? What do you want, and are you willing to ask for it? Because you matter too. You deserve to be seen and served and cared for just as you are. Because you are worth knowing, loving, and keeping. And we got to keep that in mind. Because most of y'all are you dealt with the narcissistic abuse. You've dealt with codependency. And this big disruption in normalcy can aggravate and bring up, like Mark says, shadow stuff. Unresolved trauma, unresolved panic, old programming. Now, I'll give you a little tip here from the happiness strategy. Your true voice is aligned with calm and peace 100% of the time. Your programming will typically create chaos for you, and the voice of others are going to pull you out of your body, pull you out of things that don't make, into things that don't make sense for you. But bringing yourself back to that calm sense of space and in your voice, you'll be able to understand and see what you need to do in this moment. Like for me, the call is centeredness, consistency, and leadership. So I'm here, I've got your back. I'm here to support you in the best ways I am able to. And I'm happy to be of service because that's what we need right now. This is how part of my self-care routine. That's the magic of this process. Okay, guys? So take a moment today. I want you to write it down on a piece of paper, maybe post it on Facebook or tag me in it. Show me what your daily routine is going to be. Right? Because mine is wake up, exercise, check my email like I always do. Got to check on my clients, my students, check on my family, then check on the community, check in with you guys here, fulfill my commitments and agreements, check out the news just so I'm aware of what people think is going on and what change is going on, disconnect from social media for a couple of hours. I'm going to go play some Minecraft with my son, if I can get him on there. And then I'll come back and check in again. You can eat, you can take my pills, those things. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, guys? And then I'm going to actually, I'm looking at writing taking some of this time to do some creative writing as well, because I've done that a lot of sci-fi back in the day. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, guys. I appreciate you. Sign up for Community Chant. Let's join in there. There'll be a notice in the community as well on that. You can get the link there, so you don't even have to sign up via email to get the information. Otherwise, let me know if you need anything. Just post it in the community or tag me on a Facebook post on your wall, whatnot. But take some time to create your new routine. Choose a focus and a purpose for you. Tomorrow, I think that's what we'll talk about. It's purpose and focus. I'm going to write that down because my brain is foggy these days. And so that you can start taking control of what is in your control and directing your life in a really deliberate manner. Okay, guys? We're going to get through this. We're going to do it together. So remember that you're worth knowing, loving, and keeping. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And if I see you in Community Chat, awesome. Seeing the community, awesome. Otherwise, be safe out there. Tune into your voice. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye, guys.